I'm Brad One Punch Pickett, and believe me, fighting hurts.
The Cage, where the toughest warriors compete in the world's greatest fighting challenge. For a once-in-a-lifetime's chance for a year's Cage Rage contract, our judges Cage Rage founder Dave O'Donnell, MMA ref Grant Waterman and top cage fighter Neil Grove have selected the UK's hardest. In a test of aggression, strength, endurance and determination, they will be pushed to their very limits.
You're a man, aren't you? Are you a man?
One cage, one chance, one champion. This is Fighting Hurts. It has been an incredible journey here on Fighting Hurts. It all began at the auditions as the nation's bravest bruisers. Well, they came along in their thousands with one dream in mind, the dream to become a professional cage fighter. 16 were chosen and they were put through the toughest training of their lives. Of those 16, 3, well, they bottled it. 3 were eliminated and 2 were injured. That left us with 8. Of those 8, they got their first taste inside of the cage in the quarterfinals, which just leaves us with these furious 4. The first to secure a place in the semi-final was Ben Craggy.
When you're watching from the outside, you kind of remember how a fight goes, but where you're face to face, toe to toe, it's hard to sort of see what happened. It was a little bit surreal that I'm in this MMA fight. We've got the gloves on, we're in the cage and we're going.
I really thought that Chris was going to win. I thought his stand-up was going to finish off Ben in no time.
I was really surprised with the quarterfinal, with Ben winning. But then, you know, if you want it badly, you're going to get it.
I didn't try and do anything silly. I just stayed composed, was working for submissions, which I actually nearly got on the last seconds of the 3rd round. And it was on, the armbar was there, and I just heard the bell. I was a bit gutted, really, because I'd like to have finished the fight, even albeit to the death.
Ben Craggy!
Our second semi-finalist is JD Hilton.
Obviously walking up to the cage with all the lights going, the atmosphere, having like all the professionals watching us as well, it was brilliant.
JD and Nigel Tunningley, I knew deep down JD was going to win this. He was better in all ranges. He's got the mental attributes and the physical attributes to go all the way in the show.
My fight with Nigel, to be honest, I can't really remember a lot from it. A lot of different things happened, including my elbow on the floor.
Illegal elbow. He got a yellow card, which I think was warranted. Leon's a great ref. Added a little bit of flavour, but didn't change the outcome.
Let's hear it for J.D. Hilton!
The third fighter to gain a spot in the semis was Lee Alice.
Getting in that cage for the quarterfinals was a fantastic feeling. Like, you know, it's difficult to explain to people. It's a feeling of nerves, sheer excitement, and the buzz is like nothing else. I remember receiving the old ground and pound treatment, and I think it was that time I asked for a bit of divine intervention, and it must have came, because then I managed to turn him over and it was me on top.
Lee Alice has shined throughout this show. With all the training, he's shown that he's an animal.
When we saw him fight Marvin, you can see there's something inside him driving him on.
He just kept coming. There was absolutely no stopping him at all.
He doesn't know retreat. Lee does not know going back, he only knows going forward.
Marvin looked like he gassed in this fight. 3 2-minute rounds, they should be able to go 100% for 100% of the time.
Obviously he needs to work on his cardio. You know, if he'd been fitter, it could have been a different story. To come out with a win, it was awesome.
Let's hear it for Lee Alice!
And our final fighter to make it through was Dyson Roberts.
The fight, it was a bit surreal. See myself on a massive screen. It was, when I was in there, I was like, fuck, this is it.
You ready to fight? You ready to fight?
Bring it on then, come on.
The thing with Dyson is he's not only confident outside the cage, he's confident inside the cage. And this is genuine confidence. It's not just a front that he's putting on. He really believes he can win. He executed a fantastic game plan. And it just shows you that MMA is a thinking man's sport. Textbook guillotine, finish the fight by submission. That was really clever.
And we all know now that Dyson can submit people. He's had his first submission win, a beautiful guillotine choke.
The fight, it was nice but nerve-wracking fighting on that big stage, all the people watching, and the final, hopefully I'll be there. I might not make it there, but I've just had my win, so I was happy with that.
Let's hear it for D.D. Roberts!
All these guys, you want them to be winners, but there can only be one.
So that's our 4 fighters, but who will be up against each other? After careful thought, the judges have decided who will fight who. Dyson will fight JD. Will Dyson's fierce determination overcome JD's dominant height and reach?
I was like, wow, all right, cool, here we go. Not going to be easy, but you don't want the easiest person in front of you, do you?
I think it's the sort of classic battle, you know, the stand-up fighter versus the ground fighter. So I think it'll be a great fight.
Which means our second fight is Ben versus Lee. Will Ben's ground skills make it past Lee's juggernaut fists?
Ben's worked a lot on his ground game, so you know, obviously my advantage is stood up. So we'll see. You know, maybe if I feel confident on the ground, and I can pull off a submission, I will.
All my mates were like, Lee would be the best fight for you, I think. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, but then I think everyone's got a weakness, so I'll just play to everyone's weakness. We've all got one.
And here we are at London Shoot Fighters for our semi-finals. This is where we'll find out who will be going through to the final and fighting off to become the Fighting Hurts champion. And keeping an eye on our fighters is our 3 judges. So it's semi-final time. Dave, you've got to be excited.
Mate, I'm over the moon. These 2 fights could be both the finals. I'm excited. Of course I'm excited. In fact, I want to go for a wee. I'm so excited.
That is very exciting indeed. Now, Grant, obviously, these people have only ever had 1 fight in the cage. What can they do better?
Well, they've had a couple of weeks now to go away and train in some serious MMA. What I'm looking forward to is to see have they managed to take any of that on board. So it'd be interesting to see today, are the boxers just going to box? Are the guys who've been working on the ground just going to work on the ground? You know, what's going to happen? It's just impossible to predict.
We're underneath the railway arches. This isn't the Troxy.
This is not the Troxy. We're at a training gym. It's the Shoot Fighters, and there's so many top guys have come out of here. They train hard down here, got a great cage. We thought, let's keep it underground, proper underground, and show them what it's all about. And let's just make one thing clear. We may be underground. We've got paramedics here, judges, the ref, so it's a safe environment.
Now, just quickly, 1 word from each of you, and you've got to do it quickly. If I was going to ask you before these semi-finals, who's your Fighting Hurts champion?
Who's slow? Dyson.
You're going Dyson.
Lee Ellis.
I can't
Go away.
So there are judges' thoughts, but it doesn't matter what they think anymore, because the first of our semi-finals is after the break. Coming up, Ben Craggy enters the cage with Lee Ellis.
Bring it on, come on!